guys. So I had a crazy dream last night, and I'm gonna share it with you. So picture this. There is, um, a homeless Asian lady in her 50s, I believe, and she is just guzzling down hair. She's eating it like pasta in a long, it's like a long tube worth, like, eating it. Well, that was the start to my dream. And then it just cuts to me um, walking out of my house, going down the street, and then I'm approached by this lady, except it doesn't look like her. She looks like completely normal, totally different looking. Um, and she's trying to talk to me in Mandarin. And I don't speak Mandarin, and I try to tell her that, like, 是讲长话, which is probably like horrible intonation, but she can't understand me and keeps trying to talk to me, and I'm like, sorry, I don't know what you're saying, bye. And then I go to this kitchen area of this somewhere, a kitchen area, and there's these big trough sinks made of plastic, and they're like really old, so it's like yellowy brown with cracks all in it. And my friend Brenda's washing her hands, and at the other corner of this L-shaped trough, there's the lady, and she's like really crazy again, and she looks like her normal self at the beginning, and she's sort of like her body's trying to regurgitate that hair that she was eating, but she doesn't want to, so she's like trying to like eat it again. It's so gross, disgusting. But yeah, so in the dream, Brenda was like, oh my gosh, that's so gross. And I'm like, I didn't say anything. I was like, I don't want to be mean, and I don't want to make her mad, so I don't say anything. Then I go upstairs to this apartment that apparently I live at. There are 3 queen beds just in a row, and my innkeeper, I guess, my landlord would be better. My landlord, she, who's actually my talent agent in real life, she was saying how she's been having trouble leasing these apartments because of all the murders that have been happening. And I'm like, oh man, that sucks. And then later I go back downstairs to that kitchen area, and who do I see in the trash can? My friend Brenda. She's dead. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I was like, Brenda, why did you have to say mean things about a crazy person? And then I suddenly realize that that lady who eats the hair is the assistant to my landlord. So I run back upstairs, and I'm like, did she bring, and she's hosting this potluck event for the apartment complex, and I'm like, did your assistant bring something to this potluck? And she's like, well, she did, but it disappeared because it was nasty. And I was like, oh, thank goodness, because that was probably Brenda, which is gross now that I think about it. But yeah, and so that night when I'm sleeping in one of the queen size beds, in the other bed is my friend Leslie, and she's the next victim, and the lady's not there, but somehow she is there, because we zoom in on Leslie, and she's having this nightmare, and in the dream she's like this horribly graphic video game character who's like punching herself, and every time she punches herself the screen goes red and her health is going down, and you see that it compels her in real life to start punching herself. And I see this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's that lady. So like I dive on her like she's a grenade, and I cover her, and then it all stops because the lady liked me, and she wouldn't kick, I guess she's kicking now, she wouldn't kick me to get to her. So then my friend is safe. The next day, I'm walking down the street, and at the corner of one of the streets, it's collapsed in, the cement is collapsed in. And so there's these 2 doctors, one older male and then a younger female, who the male's training the younger female. And But what he's really training her to do is how to use a metal crane and lift up that corner of the sidewalk. I don't know why. But she's like, I know what I'm doing. And then she clings onto it, and she's about to lift it up, but then someone's like, wait, this could be a trap. And we're like, huh? And we zoom into the corner of the sidewalk, and you can see in the sewers, like in that crack of the cement down below, there's an alligator, and he's pressed up against that crack, and he's like looking maliciously at us, like waiting for us to lift up that corner. And we're like, oh shoot, we're not lifting up this corner. And so I keep walking on, and I come to this the chief officer, and he was saying how he's like, all these murders that we've been having are done by the same person, actually. So it looks like we have a serial killer on our hands. And I was thinking to myself, I know who it is. But apparently they did too, because right across the other side of the street was, I guess, like a subway station. And she's there, so they arrest her, and they're taking her away. And everyone's talking crap about her. She's walking away, yelling at her. And I'm like, I'm not going to say a dang word, because if she gets out, escapes somehow, or when she's free and she remembers all the hateful things we've said, she's going to come and kill us. So I'm not saying anything. And then I woke up, and I couldn't fall back asleep, and I probably will never fall